Winter fashion is always expensive, and today I wanted to share some of the top trends that you can not only enjoy this winter, but you'll be wearing these pieces for years to come. Hi, I'm Leonie and welcome to my channel. Now you guys know I love talking about trends, and trends definitely have a place when it comes to fashion. Certainly giving us a little bit of a heads up as to what we can expect to see in the stores. But winter trends, or winter I should say, is not really a time that you want to experiment too much. I think certainly for me, I'm too busy trying to keep warm, and my clothes need to be practical and sensible in winter. But if, like me, you do also like to look good and be a little fashion forward, then there are definite ways of doing it. And that's why today I wanted to pick out some of the key new season trends that are not only going to look great this season, but you will wear these pieces for years to come. So the cost per wear on these pieces ends up being really good. Now, first on my list today is denim. Now, in particular, more of a loose fit, mid-rise denim jean is definitely what's happening, and a style that's going to give you options, and it's going to give you that longevity of wear too. And I suppose that's the key when it comes to timeless fashion pieces. It's pieces that don't sort of skew too far one way or another. Now, one of the key trends with denim this season is double denim. You will be seeing a lot of people wearing double denim, and I know that this isn't for everyone, and I'm sure a lot of you will be thinking that denim is always on trend, which of course it is, but there are a few styles that are definitely going to be sort of popping off a little bit more this season. So certainly for me, I tend to err on the side of wearing more of a relaxed style denim jean, whether it's a slightly baggy cargo jean or more of a sort of a pant style jean. And while that does work for me, I get that it's not going to work for everyone. But the key here with denim, and especially denim jeans, is making sure that you opt for a pair that not only flatters your figure, they make you feel great when you wear them, but they're not too extreme. So I would say just opt for a pair that kind of sits somewhere in between if you want that longevity. And if you're not worried about that longevity and you just want something that looks modern and fresh, then have a look at some of the sort of bejeweled and bedazzled jeans and denim options available this season. There's lots of cutouts, there's lots of hardware added, there's painted denim, there's all sorts of adorned denim. Now, again, that is going to maybe be great this season, maybe you can push it into next season as well, but do beware of anything that's overly embellished because it will date. So now is probably a good time to show you a couple of pairs that I'm absolutely loving, and these are timeless styles for me. And they're also brought to you by the sponsor of today's episode, and that is Fabric. Now, first up, these jeans are called the 1967 cargo jeans. Now, I've got to admit, I kind of fell in love with this pair because I was born in 1967, so I kind of figured that this pair was meant for me. And if you haven't heard of Fabric before, they are a collective designer label, which basically means that there are a lot of world famous fashion designers that design for Fabric under the Fabric umbrella. So you get these amazing design skills under the one label, and all of the clothes are designed to stand the test of time. So I thought it was really appropriate that I share some of my favorite new winter fabric pieces with you, because they are designed and created to last. And when it comes to classic jeans, I really think you can't go past a good quality black denim jean. So I absolutely love this sort of stone grey Turkish denim pair, and they are high rise. As you can see, they've got a nice wide leg, and they've got that classic 5-pocket design. They also have this frayed hemline, and while that can potentially date them, that is something that I could just snip off if I get tired of it. But I feel for me like I've got two really good solid pairs of denim jeans that are going to just see me through for a number of years, and they're also comfortable as well. I don't feel constrained, I feel sort of relaxed and modern, and that's definitely where it's at for me these days. Oh, and as always, all of the pieces that I'm featuring in today's episode will be linked below, and the exciting news is that I actually have a discount discount code for fabric to share with you as well. Now, next up is work-inspired wear. And I have talked in a few videos recently about barn coats, or those sort of farmers' coats with the contrast collars. They are very much happening this winter. But there are some versions of this look that will definitely kind of give you that longevity as well. Certainly a straight barn coat will do that, and it is a piece that you would be able to wear for many years to come without kind of looking out of date. But any sort of classic utilitarian styling without too many bells and whistles is also going to give you that timeless appeal. And of course, trench coats, I talk about trench coats probably almost every winter, but trench coats are an incredible timeless classic. And what I am seeing this season are cut-off trenches as well. So if you are more petite, you don't like feeling swamped by all of that fabric in a trench, then have a look at some of these cropped versions as well. I'm channeling my inner love for a trench coat, but kind of giving it a little bit of a modern update with this beautiful piece that I picked up from Fabric. Now, the fashion designer that created this piece for Fabric also designed for Galliano and Balenciaga. So, and as I said earlier, the designers that create pieces for Fabric have incredible credentials. And this particular style really spoke to me because it's going to keep me dry because it's water repellent. I can be outside, I can be walking my dogs, and also look fashion forward and just look pulled together. I love the play on proportions with this trench. I love the fact that it's kind of cropped at the front and a bit more flowy at the back. It's also got a detachable corduroy collar, so that buys into the whole sort of barn style coat/jacket look. And it kind of just has a little bit of edge to it without being anything that's going to be too crazy, that will kind of date it into a time period and make it look old-fashioned. So I absolutely love this piece. It's slightly oversized, which always works for me. That's a style that I love wearing. And it does mean that I can wear lots of snugly warm layers underneath as well. So this piece for me is very practical. It's going to work well for my lifestyle. And again, when it comes to these winter pieces, we do really need to think about how we're going to wear them and are they going to work for our everyday. There is nothing worse than kind of falling into that trap of seeing a piece that you absolutely love, but you haven't asked yourself that hard question of, does it really suit my lifestyle today? Now, one of the other trends that is really big this season, and one that I particularly love, is tweed. Now, of course, we generally tend to see tweed in winter. It's not so much of a trend as a timeless staple, but there are lots and lots of tweed options that are going to be popping up over the next few weeks and months. So tweed is definitely having a moment, which basically just means that you do have options. So if you are looking at investing in timeless pieces and tweed is one that works for you, then there will be more options in terms of coats and jackets available. Now, I picked up this really gorgeous baseball style tweed jacket from Fabric and I absolutely love it. Now, once again, it has a contrast collar, a brownie corduroy contrast collar, which I think looks super cool. And again, this is an in-between style jacket. It's not too cropped, which would sort of potentially date this jacket. It's also just one of those kind of timeless cuts. I love the fact that this jacket is a kind of a mix between an Ivy League elegance and a sporty chic. It's a beautiful wool boucle. Why do I always stumble on boucle? Boucle. Got it. It's a beautiful wool boucle. It's going to keep you nice and toasty warm. And for me, I love the fact that it's not too cropped. It is just a really lovely length. It's not too oversized, but yet it's roomy enough to kind of give me that oversized look that I love. And that leads in really nicely to the next trend, and that is something that I believe we all need when it comes to winter dressing, and that is a good maxi coat. Now, of course, if you're a little bit petite, your maxi coat may not be quite as long as perhaps a maxi coat that I would wear at almost 6 foot tall. But again, it's just about proportions. But I think in terms of being warm and making sure that you are well covered up for those chilly winter days, you can't go past a really good quality maxi coat. And when it comes to maxi coats this season, you can expect to see lots of faux fur, lots of sort of fluffy teddy style coats. But if you do want to invest in a coat, just be sure to keep it simple. Now, the maxi coat that I picked up from Fabric is designed by a famous designer. I think his name's Joshua Lockwood, and he designed for Burberry, Saint Laurent, and Givenchy. Now, this absolutely shows in this coat. His design aesthetic just really shows in the timeless style of this piece. Now, it's a perfect weight. I love the fact that it is slightly oversized. You can wear it in different ways. The belt gives you the option to wear it belted. And the collar is also a great sort of interest piece to this coat because it doubles as a lapel, but it can also be worn as more of a sort of a funnel style high collar. And I love the fact that you've got options with this coat, and certainly in this tweedy style fabric, it's definitely a timeless option. And there's absolutely nothing I don't love about this maxi coat. It just makes me feel amazing when I'm wearing it. I feel covered up and I feel stylish, and I know that it's a piece that I will love for years to come. So definitely keep it simple when you're opting for a maxi style, but I do believe everyone needs to own a great quality maxi coat for winter. And let me know in the comments below, do you own and wear a maxi coat? Do you have some of these pieces, and what are they? What are your timeless pieces that I perhaps have or haven't included in today's episode? Let me know what they are in the comments below. I always love chatting to you down there. I'm someone who absolutely loves a good sweatsuit. I love wearing it with a long maxi coat over the top and just kind of having a relaxed but also put together look, and you certainly get that with some of these elevated athleisure pieces. And when I say elevated, it's mainly just some of the designs and also some of the fabrics that are used in these pieces. And that's why I grabbed this beautiful wool boucle hoodie from Fabric. I love the fact that the sleeves in this hoodie are slim enough to layer under a jacket or a blazer. They're not too oversized. I also love a good kangaroo pocket. There's something about popping your hands in there to keep them nice and snug in winter that just really appeals to me. And also this one has some lovely little metal accents on the ties that just add that little bit of extra edge as well. It's also super soft, and you can really tell that it's premium quality. And these pieces just feel good when you wear them too. I also picked up these pants because I love the fact that they are a little tailored looking, so they do look stylish, but they're as comfortable as a simple pair of sweatpants. Now, they are designed by a fashion designer who was once the creative director of Maison Kitsune, a famous fashion label. And again, that's one of the great things about Fabric. All of the pieces are designed by well-known designers. And in fact, there are over 300 well-respected, world-renowned designers that design for Fabric. And you can kind of see their handwriting in some of the pieces, which I really like as well. Now, next up, and this one's probably going to divide you because I know that this piece isn't for everyone, but capes are very much having a moment this season, and I have always believed that a great cape is a timeless piece to own. And one of the reasons for this is because that they can be worn during the day for a sort of a smart casual look, but they're also a great piece to wear in the evening when you really want to snuggle up, but you might be heading out to an event, or you've got an evening gown or dress on and you just don't feel like you want to sort of swamp yourself in a puffer or a big fur or a big fluffy coat. A cape is always a really beautiful, elegant way to cover up. And I talked about capes in a recent video, and someone commented and said that they didn't like capes because they felt trapped with their arms underneath the cape. And yes, some capes you do feel a little bit like that, but others have slits so that your arms can actually come out and go through the cape so you don't feel so trapped. Now, last but not least, and this one isn't so much a trend, but it's a timeless winter essential, and that is making sure you have enough winter layering pieces. Now, these pieces don't need to be boring, but they do need to, or you do need to have enough of them to be able to get dressed and pull together some warm, cozy, but also stylish winter outfits. Now, this season I've seen some beautiful off-the-shoulder, tight fitted sweaters that do make for great layering pieces in winter. Nothing that a snuggly coat and a scarf can't help you out with in terms of keeping warm. But think about your layering pieces as almost the most important part of your winter dressing. And certainly for me, when it comes to winter, I have my outerwear pieces usually sorted, but I often kind of need to update some of those winter layering pieces, those real sort of hard-working bones of your winter wardrobe that are going to get you through so that you look good, but you also feel warm and comfy all winter long. And as I said, there are some lovely layering pieces around, and generally these pieces, I usually opt for something that's a little bit more fitted because, as I've shown you earlier, some of the pants that I like to wear tend to be a little bit more floaty and a little fuller, so I do like having something that's a little bit more fitted. For instance, this layering piece I have owned for years and years, and I spent quite a bit of money on it, but it is a piece that I can wear under absolutely everything. It's just one of those sort of mesh layer pieces. In fact, I will try and find it and see if the label that I bought it from still sells them. I think this may be one of their core essentials. The reason I love it is it's so long and, as I said, goes under everything and anything I want to wear it with. So it just gives me that extra layer. So think about some of those layering pieces and just don't be fearful of them being a little bit more fitted, because they are going to be a layering piece. You'll wear them under little vests or shirts or even sweaters, and think about the color of them as well, because if they're long enough you can use them just to sort of poke out from under some of your other pieces. So those layering pieces are key, and as I said, I've seen some really beautiful options this season as well. Anyway, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed watching today's episode and found some timeless pieces to love, or better still, maybe you already own some of these pieces. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.